after my Masters of the Universe Revelation review filled with spoilers, there were some who asked me which were, in my opinion, the worst points inside the show. To those individuals, this video is for you. It might seem pointless, as I have already said what I wanted, but it also seems like a good opportunity to delve deeper into what makes this show pointless in my opinion, and at the same time, the reason that some fans are angry. So without further ado, let's dive into it. To begin with, this is Masters of the Universe in name only. The characters we knew from both the Filmation show and the 2002 reboot are changed in design, personality, or both. The best example is the show's protagonist. Yeah, don't tell me that she isn't, when it is clear since she is in this damn thing all the time that she's the protagonist. Chilla. When we start the series, we are told that Chilla is the best strategist, lethal warrior, and capable of a great many things, making her be ready for any challenge. We are made to believe that she is mature, and she's a young woman ready to take on bigger roles. So she's made the new Man-at-Arms because Duncan can go to hell for all we care. But amidst this, we also have a sequence of events that is for the most part idiotic, and it involves powerful, knowledgeable heroes. I'm talking about the Castle Grayskull sequence, since it opens with Strider carrying He-Man and taking two of Snake Mountain's dwellers as prisoners. They are taken to the gate of Castle Grayskull, where the sorceress greets them only to find out it's Skeletor and Evelyn in disguise, thanks to the shaping stuff. But the sorceress isn't fooled by this. Now, merely seconds later, curiously enough, she is not only fooled but also restrained by Faker posing as He-Man and taken inside the castle. Wasn't she able to free herself in the time that it took them to go all the way from the entrance to the center of the castle? I mean, in the show, once there, she just needs to boost her power to break free from Faker's hold. True, Faker recovers, but at least she is free to use her magic. Oh no, this couldn't happen. She couldn't do it in time at the entrance to prevent that Skeletor could enter and take hold of the power inside. If you ask me, poor plot device. But the sorceress is not the only one that is acting out of character. As I mentioned before, there are many others who do. Now, in the case of Chilla, what we are told is that she is a mature character. But the moment that she finds out that Adam and He-Man are the same person, she goes down a path of immaturity, pettiness, and self-importance that make her quite annoying. I mean, she's in the throne room with her sovereigns, and as they're grieving for their lost son, they have recently lost him. She goes berating everyone for keeping her in the dark. She doesn't even show sympathy for King Rander, who was in the same situation that she was. She goes on blaming Queen Marlena, who was never told. Even though she suspected, she never confirmed them. Man-at-Arms, her father, Orko, and Cringer, all of them are berated by Chilla. Even when Man-at-Arms says it was all per Prince Adam's request, she doesn't understand it, or doesn't want to. She's angry she wasn't told and walks away from her royal duties and her life altogether. Do you even know how royal servitude works, Chilla? In case you forgot to watch your own story, Man-at-Arms was Adam's mentor and trainer. He was under his service. If Adam is his sovereign son and superior, and he asks him to do something, however nicely he requested, it's an order. You follow the orders, you don't question them. Since Duncan is a great strategist and weapons master, but he's also a soldier and a servant, he knows about these things. He can't go on disobeying his superior like that, you selfish little prick, teenage girl. And it's not only, that time she acts of a character against her counterpart from the 1980s that annoys, but it's also going against what we were told about her in the beginning. She makes it all about her not being let in on the secret. So, because she's so embittered, she renounces magic and anything to do with it. She becomes a mercenary because that's a much more useful way of taking advantage of your skills. Instead of helping people out, you just go and do that. Talking about Man-at-Arms, He's a freaking soldier. He does what he must do. He owes this little petty brat no explanation or apology. Yet, you see him kneeling before her asking for forgiveness. Oh my. Did the writers bother to even research how soldiers act? I know that they didn't bother in investigating how the characters acted, but this is like taking it too far, I think. But that's not the worst Tila can do in this show. Oh no, sir, of course not. And when she gets the chance to meet Adam back in heaven, she only berates him for keeping his secret and preventing her from mourning her best friend. Mourning her best friend, and she's angry at her best friend. Nice job, Taylor. The guy got wasted trying to save not only the world, but all of the universe, and the only thing you think about is how it affects you? Talk about being a narcissistic arsehole. Tough luck, you died, pal. But what about my fifis, eh? Pathetic. This isn't Tila. Many more characters act out of their established personalities. Triclops being this technology priest, a priest of all things, when we know that he's a mercenary, but anyways, right? Kevin Smith and a clean slate, apparently, with this sequel, not sequel, whatever it is, spiritual sequel, whatever. Evelyn is all about complaining how Skeletor was a hindrance for her in trying to achieve her full potential, and this plays later on an important part, let me tell you. In fact, the only characters that hold their personality as we knew them before, in my opinion, are Queen Morlina, who mourns her son and has suspicions about him, Orko, of course, and Beastman. The others are depicted as caricatures of their former selves, or just entirely different to what they used to be. Like I mentioned earlier, they also have changes in their designs. Kevin Smith said in an interview they were going to respect the characters as how they looked, but this was dead almost from the very beginning. I mean, during the Entertainment Weekly break of the first looks, we saw changes in Orko, Andra, Tila, Roboto, and Evelyn. Orko had girly eyes. Andra was race-swapped. Tila was given a mental illness haircut. Roboto was turned Mexican, and Evelyn looked like she was looking for the way to return to her water tribe. These changes are all around the show, and while some make sense, like Man-at-Arms not wearing his armor and only wearing his green robes because he's in exile and therefore out of duty, others are ridiculous, such as Triclops as his high priest persona and wearing all these priest robes and him and Sailor Moon transformation and all that crap. Like I said, Evelyn goes on and on about how Skeletor was like a parasite to her. She couldn't reach her full potential because of those pesky men. Bad men. But the moment Skeletor comes back into action and stabs Adam, instead of holding her ground, she goes back to him. Remember how I told you that it was going to be important later on that Evelyn complained about Skeletor? Well, there you go, right? Get out of a toxic relationship, and then when the guy comes back, you just go back to him. What the hell are you doing here? Are you seriously denying any growth for your characters, you writer's room? It shouldn't surprise us, though. Current Hollywood thinks that making a character interesting is gender swapping, race swapping, giving women strong male bodies, or making them always be right and never apologize for what they do wrong. They are complete douchebags. Tila here is the biggest example of that, if you ask me, in all of this show. She doesn't progress, she doesn't forgive, and she's a self-absorbed grip. She needs a psychologist more than the freaking power sword. I mean, she doesn't need the power sword. She just needs to go to a good psychologist's office or something like that. I know someone that can help you. He's a good therapist if you want, Tila. These characters are deconstructed to the detriment of the story because they are left there with no advancement. I know this is only one part of the story, but so far, if this was supposed to hook people up, it doesn't seem to be doing that job very well. Now, Masters of the Universe Revelation follows The Last Jedi playbook and also The Last of Us Part 2. It's about setting the main character aside to build up new ones. It's also about killing the main character in the very beginning, like with Joel, for shock value and only showing that character in flashbacks. It's subverting expectations for the sake of it. Even their agenda is flawed because if they thought setting 3 girls to be in the heroic team would make it all about them being powerful, the only thing they do is talk about boys hindering them. That's the only relevant thing. How they need to get rid of their past and other stupid crap like that takes center stage, and their progress is nowhere to be seen. It's not even quality storytelling at this point. Like I said, this is Masters of the Universe in name, and like The Last Jedi, this has the possibility of proving disastrous for upcoming projects, and amongst them is a kid-friendly series done in CGI. It is called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Could it damage its chances? History says that it could, provided that The Last Jedi affected quite a lot Solo and also the Rise of Skywalker. We can only wait and see. Time to stop supporting these idiots, though. Close your wallets if you can. And also, do not be fooled by what the showrunners or producers say about it. And also, certainly don't be fooled when you see the cast. Sarah Michelle Gellar is not playing Tila. Sarah Michelle Gellar is playing Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's just reading her lines. Mark Hamill is just Joker, and he can't stop being Joker. And a very few, really very few, landed the role. Lina Headey is just, once again, Cersei, just in this case, with the Evelyn avatar, but it's the same thing. So, it is not a guarantee of a quality show. Now, this is only my opinion, so let me know what you think in the comments down below, and until next time everyone, peace out.